Joining me live now to discuss some of today's top stories is Nationals MP for Riverina, Michael McCormack. Michael, thank you so much for joining us here on Sky News.
Thanks, Julia. Live from Gunning.
Wonderful. Well, we know you love your Elvis Festival in parks every year. How does the State of Origin compare?
Oh, look, State of Origin. And funny you should ask that. I've got, I hope you can see that. That's Laurie Daly as a schoolboy when I used to play alongside him with the Junee team. I was a couple of years above him, but I can remember watching him on that Junee showgrounds playing for the Diesels in the green and red that Junee juniors used to wear. And he would score 200 plus points a year, which was 200 plus points a year, more than I would ever score, Julia. But he was a legend then, and he's been an ornament of the game ever since. He's won 3 premierships with Canberra, played for Australia, coached our State of Origin. Let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago the Blues dumped him as coach. Tonight, it's retribution time. Tonight, he will show why he is one of the immortals of the game and why he's done so very well, because I think New South Wales will win tonight, and good luck to Loz and the team.
How will you be spending your night tonight?
I'm going to be there, so I'm very much looking forward to it.
Fabulous. You've got your blue gear on, ready?
Well, I've got the blue tie on now, the blue shirt, the blue jacket. I can't be any more.
Is it going to get bluer throughout the afternoon?
What's that?
Going to get bluer throughout the afternoon? You got a scarf ready, beanie ready?
Well, it's pretty chilly here in Gunning, and when you go outside, you almost get blue lips. So, but the fact is, it's going to be a great game. Of course, Cameron Munster's had that family tragedy, and we feel for him. And there's going to be a bit of feeling, a bit of emotion there. And I know, win, lose or draw, I think all the players will wrap their arms around him after the game. And whilst there's always a lot of spirit and on the field, I think off the field, the players are all pretty good mates, and
Can't the Blues? Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home, New South Wales. Let's head to some other news, though. Interest rates. A lot of Aussies doing it tough at the moment. It wasn't the way that a lot of people were thinking it was going to go yesterday with that RBA decision. How are people in your electorate feeling?
Well, a lot of young people are trying to get into their first home, and Labor promised a lot prior to winning the election back in 2022 and again this year, but they've delivered very, very little. The construction industry is in free fall. Just another big construction company went under last week, and I know there's been many thousands of businesses fail under this government's watch, and the construction industry is doing it so tough. We've got states with their laws about the timber industry, etc. They're not helping either. State Labor governments, and we've got a federal government which promised to build 1 million homes, and they've hardly built one. And this interest rates decision was tough for a lot of people trying to make ends meet, balance household budgets. We've got a cost of living crisis, and Labor, they've seen a dozen interest rate rises. It's really tough out there. It truly is.
We've got that overseas volatility as one of the reasons why we're seeing a hold at the moment. We know there's this threat of further US tariffs. What do you think Australia should be offering up to try and get a deal here?
Well, the Prime Minister needs to get a face-to-face meeting with President Donald Trump. That's first priority. Now, he hasn't been able to do that. Not quite sure why. Australia are great friends of America, but some of the language that has been, some of the narrative that has been coming out of Canberra, you can probably understand why Washington hasn't been able to give us that meeting. And we should be doing better. I appreciate that Penny Wong has been on the sidelines and talking to the people who matter, but it's up to Labor, it's up to the Prime Minister to secure a meeting with President Trump and explain to him exactly our situation, our position with the tariffs. The tariff situation, when you've got Trump having these face-to-faces with Sir Keir Starmer, the UK PM, and not with us, when we are such an important ally strategically with defence, with the US Marines coming through the top end at Darwin, etc., and we can't get a meeting. It just beggars belief. It truly does, Julia.
And just wanted to get your thoughts. Last question from me. Super tax going to be a big battle when Parliament returns. We're seeing the Greens put forward another proposal. They want to lower the threshold for increasing that tax on super accounts to $2 million and index it. Is that fairer than Labor's proposal?
Well, I'd never take economic advice from the Greens. The Greens were smashed at the last election, and with good reason. They're an anti-Semitic bunch who, quite frankly, want to change the social fabric of Australia. So I'll just park that. But these unrealised capital gains, I listened very closely to Shadow Treasurer Ted O'Brien, and he was right. It's going to hurt a lot of Australians. It's going to actually disproportionately affect regional Australians, particularly our farmers who've got their superannuation tied up with their properties. They're going to have to pay money. They're going to get a hefty tax bill every year on the fact that their farmland is increased because it's part of their super. Now, when they're doing, when they're trying to have a situation where their farm is their income earner, they are very much cash poor but asset rich. And the situation there is just beyond belief. The fact that the unrealised capital gains could mean a tax bill for hard-working Australians when they're already struggling to make ends meet. And so we will be taking this very much, the cudgels up on this when Parliament resumes. I appreciate we've a large seat deficit there, but rest assured Australians cannot afford this unrealised capital gains bill. It's just a bridge too far.
You'll be fighting hard. Thanks for your time, Michael McCormack.
Thanks, Julia.